When you hear that somebody's going through burnout, there are, I think, many ways that you can think about it. You can either think that, oh, that person is experiencing so much stress and anxiety, and they put themselves through so much stress and anguish that they eventually reach their limit, and that's burnout. Or you think to yourself, that person is a loser because they put so much stress onto them that they shouldn't. And I think both things are true. One is that we put ourselves through so much anxiety and stress, expectation to succeed, to make something out of ourselves, out of the realization that nobody else will do it for us. It's all up to us to work hard to make something of ourselves, whatever it is that our dreams are. So we push ourselves to our limits. We push ourselves to burnout. And if you're somebody that works a regular 9 to 5 job, or any type of corporate job, you realize a lot of people experience burnout. And especially nowadays, a lot of people are experiencing burnout because of these expectations, and these expectations that we put on ourselves to succeed, but also the expectations placed on us by exterior forces, but also everything around us, making it so much more difficult to actually succeed in life, making it so that we have to push ourselves even harder than we would have 20, 30, 40 years ago. And such is the life that we are living right now, is that we have to overwhelm ourselves with burnout. We have to overwhelm ourselves with so much thoughts, anxieties of how we are to live, that we can't even find our sense of fulfillment within ourselves. And for the last little bit, I've reached this burnout. I've reached this sense of apathy and tiredness, where my whole life, ever since I was 16 years old, I've worked and worked and worked and put myself through so much stress in order to succeed, to make something out of myself, in order to prove to everybody that I was actually somebody, when everybody thought that I wasn't somebody, that I would amount to nothing, that I would just be a failure. A lot of my life has been trying to prove other people wrong, to trying to prove to myself that I was actually somebody worth being here. And instead of facing the music, facing all of the things I thought about myself, all of the negative things I thought about myself, I pushed myself to my limits to do things where people from the outside, they'd look at me and they think that I'm absolutely insane for doing. But I do it because it almost feels like I have no choice. It almost feels like I have to put myself through work, through school, through stress, anxiety, working on all of this, working on all of that, and fear that I miss out on something. And that's my biggest fault, I think, is reaching a sense of burnout, because I'm so afraid of wasting my time. I'm so afraid of dying with regrets. I'm so afraid of not amounting to anything. I'm so afraid of being a failure. I'm so afraid of being nobody. I'm so afraid of just being. And a lot of us are losing our sense of self. And the worst part is that everybody advocates for this lifestyle, this work hard lifestyle, this hustle culture, this thing that you have to burn yourself to death. Only in America does this fucking happen, where nothing else matters but work, where nothing else matters but how much effort you put into things, where nothing, your sense of self doesn't matter unless you prove it to other people by showing off a flashy card, by showing how much money you make, by just placing yourself in society. And man, like, no wonder. And the worst part is I do this to myself. I do. I reach a burnout on my own well-doing. So you might think when somebody says that they're burnt out that, oh, well, they put that on themselves. Yes, I fucking did. I fucking put that on myself. Because I cannot sit with myself and accept the fact that I'm just the way that I am. Because anytime I sit in front of the mirror, I look at myself and I think of how inadequate I am. And now I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to prove to myself that I'm worth it. I'm tired of putting myself through so much stress and anxiety. But also, I have no choice. Because it's all up to me. Nobody else is going to hold my hand and give me money. Nobody else is going to take my hand and bring me to where I'm supposed to go. Nobody else is going to give me money to pay for things. Nobody else is going to do anything for me. It is all up to me. It is all up to me. Nobody is here to save me. Nobody's here to save us. And what a depressing realization to come to, that no matter how much hard work you put into things, no matter how anxious you feel, no matter how much you get past your anxieties, no matter how much you challenge yourself, no matter how much you put yourself through, it will never feel like enough. It will never feel like enough. Maybe it will one day, I don't know. But I've reached a point where I work 2 jobs. I go to school full time. I'm doing unpaid internships where I have other ideas and dreams and things that I want to achieve. And it's all laid out in front of me. And it's all up to me to choose. And part of me feels like I could do it all, like I could do everything. So I put myself through all of this because I want everything. Because it's all up to me. Nobody will save me. Nobody. And so we burn out. Because living in times right now, it's almost practically impossible to live for ourselves, to take care of ourselves. So we work like animals for nothing. And then nothing matters. And I've reached the point where I am so just burnt out, and I'm so tired, and I'm so exhausted, but I need to keep pushing. I need to, because if I let myself rest, then I am a failure, then I am nothing. And that's the trap of hustle culture. That's the trap of it all. And I want so badly to figure things out that I push myself to do things I'm uncomfortable with. Because I'm afraid of being a failure. and I can't say no. And then it reaches up, and then it reaches the point that it reaches now, and where it reaches all of us, where we just burn out. We're tired of dealing with all of the shit, and nobody's here to help us. Nobody's here to make it better. Nobody's gonna sit here and pat you on the back and say everything's gonna be okay. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna relish in this burnout. I let it all out on YouTube, and then I'm gonna go back to work. I'm gonna go back to work. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna go back to doing everything I've been doing, because I have no other choice. Because I either push myself to inexorbitant amounts in hopes to one day reach the person that I want to be, or I let myself be nothing. I let myself down. And I know it's bad, because in reality we should accept ourselves for who we are. And to a certain extent, I do. But at the same time, like I said, no one's gonna pay the bills. No one's gonna pay my car. No one's gonna pay my home. No one's going to help my parents out. No one but me. And it's all up to me. It's all up to me to be someone. It's all up to me. So even though a lot of us are forced into burnout, we have a responsibility for ourselves, for the people around us, or at least I do. And I want to be that person for those people. I want to be that person for me. I want to prove everyone wrong. I want to prove myself wrong. That I'm not a loser. That I am and I will succeed in whatever it is I choose to do. But fuck if it's not tiring. If I don't get in moments where literally I can't do anything. I get so exhausted. I get so tired. I vegetate. And then I feel guilty about it. Because fuck, like I'm nothing. And what a vicious cycle to be stuck in. But this is the cycle that we all live with. Realizing that everything we ever do in our lives is all up to us. And you know, the world doesn't make it easy on us. But all you can really do is push through. And maybe one day, hopefully one day, it'll all be for something. And then I can look back and say, I didn't give up. I might hate myself, but at least I didn't give up. I didn't give up on myself. I hope one day I get to look at myself and think, all of this was worth it. All of the burnouts, the crying, the tiredness, the apathy, anxiety, all of it was worth it. And that's all we can really hope for. That it's all worth it in the end. Or maybe it's not. But I'm not gonna sit here and find out. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try harder, even if it kills me. Because it's better to try than to sit and do nothing at all and feel sorry for yourself. Which is what I'm doing right now. I feel sorry for myself. So, there are two ways to look at people who say that they've burnt out. You can either look at them and think that they're a loser because they're not working so hard, or they put themselves through that stress. Or you can come to realize that with the way that everything is going, we're all suffering through that in one way or another. And I think both things are true. And sometimes it's okay to relish in that feeling of being tired, exhausted. And then you just go back to your day to day. And hope that one day, maybe it gets easier. Anyway, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. And if you've made it this far, thank you. And this is my channel. I'm Little Alex. I talk about whatever's on my mind. If this resonates with you, you know what to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.